All right, so we're heading back from Delaware. It's freaking raining. I'm tired as hell. But it's a really cool, the office looks great, really, man. I mean, it's funny what a few chairs does to make something look legit, but how far we've come. And I mean, really, man, that's like important to think about. Like, we started 3 years ago at my apartment, and it was during COVID. We didn't have anything. We did all of our meetings in the apartment, like meeting room, which was a community meeting room for everybody, but it had like this little office. The apartment folks let me use it whenever we needed to. So we would bring the whole gang in there and do our meetings there, and they were really cool about it. We did whatever we had to do to make it work. And then we started and got our next office once it was like, all right, we've got, too many guys that need training, that need a place to go. And we realized too, like, you can only be taken, I feel like, so serious until it's just like, all right, we need something to buy into. I think that's why it's important to really gear your office up and like buy it, build it up, and like put yourself in an environment that you think is conducive to like what you stand for, right? And at the time, we were just getting going. We were at the apartment, do whatever it takes. Then it's like, all right, we need a place to train. And so we got in an office for like $900 a month. I was going cheap, cheap. Not much, but that's all we needed. Was it had like this one area that was basically a training area. And my office was really like a closet. And then it had one other office that was big enough to put like 4 desks in for whoever else needed whatever else. So that was it, Then we grew out of that real quick. We just had so many more people, it just didn't make sense. So we got a bigger office up the street, and we paid for that for a year in advance, cash or whatever, up front, because it saved us money. That's really it. I mean, they were like, okay, you pay for it for the full year, we'll take X amount off. But we also were able to use that as a write-off. We got the other office now, the Delaware office, and it's like the Delaware office is kind of in that first office stage, but even that office is like, I think, a little nicer than our first office. And it's cool to get to see, Justin and these guys in Delaware, like, get to build that up, just watch them, like, be a part of that, Because even something as dumb as, like, what seems dumb, but we came up and we went to Staples and we got chairs and we got different things, and we met Owens Corning there, a manufacturer, and, like, she came in and helped get a bunch of literature and all the stuff that they can help us with, and went to lunch, had a really good lunch about what could we do better to have a bigger presence in the area. It's just cool to like do the things that we did 2 years ago in Maryland, and then it's like take that, replicate that now in Delaware, and ideally by the end of this year in Maryland, we'll find ourselves in a position where the results of those 2 offices will put us in a position where it's like, all right, we need to buy real estate, we need to buy our own office. That's going to help us with our portfolio for the business. It's going to help us with our tax liability. It's going to help us with being able to put other businesses in there, hopefully. And there's a lot of strategic reasons why that's the next logical step. To think that like 3 years ago, we were running this from my apartment. A manufacturer didn't even think we were real. And even then, that was like a humble pie slice, right? Because like I had just worked with a partner that had all of the contacts and connection and talks with, he had the phone, he had all the meetings and connections with the distributors, the manufacturers, and I really wasn't involved much. Didn't care to be, because I did all the sales, marketing, like I did all, and I hired every single person, every salesperson, every canvasser. I did all of that. Because of that, nobody really knew me when we split off, and I had to like basically just give up those few years over there and start from the ground up again. You know what I mean? Like, and those of you that are in the industry, you know what that means. It's ground up pricing, ground up response time, ground up everything, right? Like, we've come a long way, man, a long way. I'm really, really proud. As crappy of a drive home as it is, it's a good feeling to be driving back home from your second office. You're a few weeks away from walking in there with a room full of sales folks to pop in and give a quick presentation or some motivation to a group of guys that are in good hands and are being led by somebody else. And I can't wait to see that office fucking kick ass and succeed and do their own thing and really have their own success, and then replicate that in Virginia and in PA and in the next storm state. It's really exciting. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this. I really appreciate each and every one of you all, and I hope that if you like this content, like, subscribe, share. Nobody knows who the hell we are, so that'd be great if you did that. But seriously, if you like it, share it, tell people about it. We love you, and we'll see you in the next video.